Man, like you said, I was out for a while, and finally, when the doctors cleared me from everything, I was able to talk to my manager Tiki, and I said, "Hey, man, doctors cleared me. We're good to go." Talked to the team. I said, "How do I look?" Everyone said, "We're ready." And then we got into negotiations, and his name popped up. I said, "Well, there we go."
Featherweight division's an interesting spot this day, right? More interesting.
It just got shuffled last week, bro.
What did you make of Alex's fight with Ilya and Ilya's win?
um, Props to Ilya, right? He won. That was an impressive, very very like devastating KO he got. And for Volk, I'm trying to look at it just from both perspectives. Either Tuporia's just game plan was really good, staying calm, moving back, throwing power punches. And then Volk, I don't know if it was, to me, it didn't seem like it was like the same Volk, right? And then seeing him and being in front of him, I'm like, man, you're moving different, but obviously he adjusts for every opponent that he has. So who knows? But I am curious to see what's going to happen now in the featherweight division.
What do you make of Ilya as the champion, right? Because even before the fight, he was like, I'm not going to fight any of these other contenders. I want new guys. So he's almost ruling out fights with yourself, YAIR, before the fight even happened. Then he did go on to win. He sort of doubled down the post-fight press conference. Do you think that's just him sort of almost teasing you guys from afar, or what do you make of that attitude?
I'm not sure, man. My answer to always that is we'll see. We'll see.
Do you think the winner of this Saturday should get the fight with Ilya, or do you think Alex has deserved that rematch after such a long reign?
We'll see.
Hey, Brian. Right here. Right here.
Hey, gotcha. Hey, what up, bro?
I've seen the term rebirth on your Instagram consistently. I wanted to know if you could just give us the story behind that.
I'm glad you asked. The rebirth. The rebirth is a nature process that the ego goes through. And it's something that felt very close to heart to me. It's something that it's some difficult changes that I had to make in my life, my personal life, to be able to really live the rest of my life the right way. And for those who don't know, what the ego does is the ego lives for 70 years. At the 40-year mark, the ego loses the sharpness of its beak. The feathers aren't as good, and its talons are weak. So it has a choice. The choice is to die, keep doing what you're doing, living the way you are, or isolate yourself way up in the mountains, smash your beak against a rock till it breaks, wait till it grows back, then pluck your talons out, and then pluck your feathers out, and then stay in isolation until everything grows back. And then when that process is done, then the ego can live the next 30 years of its life. And that process in nature is called the rebirth for the ego. And that's something similar that I felt that I went through in my personal life, where I had to sit in isolation and face myself in a way that I never had before. And I had to just pluck away and just be alone for a long time. And now I'm here.
I can obviously see the emotion when you're talking about this rebirth. When Volkanovski had lost to Islam, he had got on the mic and he was very emotional afterward. We've never seen that side of him. Did you feel like that's something you can relate to of what you're going through right now?
Not so much right now, but in the process when that was happening, it was painful, man. I feel like a lot of us just I think a lot of us, I know I'm not the only one, we all have things about ourselves that we hide and we distract. And we either run from it or we numb ourselves with it, right? You distract yourself by doing something a lot, or you drink or you smoke, whatever it is, you distract yourself and you kind of go into this place where you don't really address these issues that bother you, although you know they're there, till you eventually kind of ignore them. And later on, they bite you in the ass. And they say you reap what you sow. And I definitely ate every bitter freaking fruit that I've made my whole life.
And then I just got one more for you. There's a guy that's above you right now in the rankings, but he's been talking a lot of shit on Twitter about you, about YAIR. Movsar Evloev said, in the year 2040, Ortega has not won or fought in over a decade, but in the rankings, he's still a top 5 featherweight in the world. What do you have to say to him?
It's a funny one. It's funny. That's it. I'm not gonna, I'm here. I'm fighting. I'm back. And like I said, we'll see.
Brian, I know that the injury is obviously unfortunate, but it almost sounds like you're thankful that that happened because you've made a lot of that time off.
Yeah. And when everything happened at that time, I had no idea why. Like a lot of people, right? We have this victim mentality. Why me? Boo-hoo me. Man, this sucks. And then if one day I kind of reveal everything that really happened and went down this last year and a half. But now I see why it happened.
And originally, when you guys fought the first time, you guys were a little bit hesitant because you guys have a good relationship. You kind of didn't want to fight him, and the feeling was mutual.
Yeah.
This time around for your comeback, did you want to fight somebody else, or did you want to pick up where you left off because of the inconclusive result? How was your feelings about fighting Jair again?
Like I said, when I was going through everything I was going through, I kind of just put fighting aside in my head. As in terms of opponent and who am I going to fight when I come back and who do I want or what's next for me, I was just training to get better. But when that happened, that's kind of when I knew, like, okay, this was meant to happen. I said, it's not, it's not coincidence that after all this time and the division moving and doing what it does, that we just all of a sudden meet again.
Yeah.
So it felt good.
I'm assuming the goal is still the same, championship belt, and if so, do you have a plan? Do you have any projections on how long it'll take you to get there? What's kind of the path for you now?
Well, in terms of fighting, I like to try to be more present. Do I have plans? Of course. Do I reveal them? No. I take one thing step at a time, and then we move on to the next move. Something that I learned recently and kind of something that I'm adhering to.
Thank you. Good luck.